There's only one more person that we need to help out. But before we do, let's just relax for a while and speak to our friends once again.
Yeah?
Did you miss me?
Did you go somewhere?
Never mind.
I am grateful to you.
Oh, anybody could have done it. How tough is it to get some fresh air?
That is correct. I had not reasoned it that way.
Even though Piotr has a new friend, he doesn't actually have any new dialogue for us right this second. Oh, it's Sasha. Okay. Welcome to the bar. This guy is getting closer and closer to us.
Yes, Jake.
Hey, I told you some stuff would happen tonight.
You were right. This is most amusing, and I'm really enjoying learning your language, you know?
You're doing very well.
That is exactly correct. I am doing very well.
How can I thank you?
I want the beanie.
Everybody wants the beanie.
How can I thank you?
By keeping your nose out of trouble, you varmint.
I wasn't looking for trouble. Trouble found me.
Get real. Now, I'm not an expert because I keep my nose clean, although in 100 years or so, I'm going to be a member in good standing of organized crime. Now, I'm not an expert on this because I usually keep my nose pretty clean, but it seems to me that when you get involved with a criminal mastermind who's trying to enslave the world through mind control, you can expect a little bit of trouble.
Don't inflict your pessimism on me, Jake Stonebender. I was the victim here. Dr. Duplicitus didn't tell me about the possible side effects.
It's a good thing. Otherwise, you'd have sold that garbage to a lot of other people, and then you'd be responsible for their deaths. And you don't have an antidote to offer them.
All the pills were hidden in the time sled. Wherever the doctor is now, he's got them.
That should make for an interesting inquisition.
How can I thank you?
I want you to get some help.
You're right. I need an assistant.
You're deliberately misunderstanding.
No, I understood you perfectly. I'm deliberately misinterpreting.
He's got you there.
Hi, Jake.
Not to worry, dear. Hormones are surging through our bloodstreams once more.
Not something I've generally had to worry about, I'm glad to say.
Me either, of course.
Of course.
Doc, unless your tastes change dramatically, you're gonna have to curb your appetite in the future.
Why's that?
Well, they make a lot of people food.
I should hope so.
No, I mean it's food. But it's also people.
People who eat people. What's up?
How's Sally?
She asked about you the other day.
Really?
Yep. Hadn't seen you in the place in a while. Wanted to know if you'd met somebody.
Tell her not to worry, it's business, not pleasure. I mean, it's a lack of business, and therefore a lack of pleasure.
Hey, Captain.
Doesn't life seem kind of boring now that we're not jetting around space?
Boring's good. Gives me a chance to catch up on TV.
Alright, so Joe is the guy who we need to help next. Although this was established before we helped out Alfie. I'm pretty sure that we have seen this dialogue before, but it doesn't, well, it helps to have a bit of a reminder beforehand. I was going to say it doesn't hurt, but then I was also trying to say it helps.
Calm down, bud. What's the problem? Are you serious? Well, you were right about the trained cockroaches in the CIA, so I have to believe you now. Guess I'm just a guy who can't say no.
Of course. How else will we complete this game?
What the hell? I've been running around the world getting people angry at me. Really, if I should be fighting with anybody, it's the government. I better let people know where we're going in case we don't come back. Meet me outside.
Yes, I am going to do the rounds again and speak to everyone. Mainly because there is more dialogue. And if I spoke to these people after speaking to Joe and accepting his mission, then some of the dialogue that we have already heard, well, you'll notice very shortly, some of the dialogue will have been replaced. So let's start from this end of the bar and work our way around from here.
How can I thank you?
Stop asking how you can thank me and let's go to the Catskills.
What for?
You don't want him to come? The ability to hypnotize people would come in handy. All right.
Hi, Jake.
I thought that there was additional dialogue with Josie. I definitely heard it during my test playthrough. Yeah, well.
Here's a scoop for you. Time travel is alive and well and living in modern-day Transylvania.
You're kidding.
Nope. That's how I got back here so quickly. There's a little five and dime in Transylvania called Weirworths, and they have this little time machine that actually looks 50 years old.
It's a lot older than that.
Do they use it?
I don't think so. It was full of cobwebs, wasn't even plugged in.
It plugs in? What happens if you go back to a time before electricity?
That's why we don't use it.
You ever been to one of these government research facilities?
I've been to Mount Weather. Ever hear of it?
No.
It was built into the side of a mountain in rural Virginia in the 50s and was supposed to be a bomb-proof hiding place for an entire government. Huge place, big secret. Then, in the 70s, a small passenger plane went down right nearby. Drew a lot of reporters to the area, and they suddenly found this strange, restricted area in the middle of the countryside. Turns out the crash had knocked out power in the installation for over 2 hours. The secret was out, of course, and everybody realized there wasn't much equity in a bomb shelter that couldn't stand up to a plane crash, let alone a nuclear bomb.
So I just have to hope that the facility where they're holding Ralph is as well constructed as Mount Weather was?
Yep. So I wouldn't worry. Should be a piece of cake.
Should be. But most likely not.
Jake, hadn't you and Joe better get going?
I'm tired.
Stop being so lethargic. Get up and move around, and you won't be so tired. Go take a trip. Hey, why not go to the Catskills with Joe? I hear it's lovely this time of night.
Well, that's the plan.
Jake, hadn't you and Joe better get going?
I've been running all over the place.
Right. This is a chance to get away from all that running around. Jake, hadn't you and Joe better get going?
Give me a break.
What do you mean? It's been minutes since you last went somewhere and came back the same night. How long a break do you want, anyway?
Yeah, but I'm beginning to feel like it's Groundhog Day, you know? Some of you are used to this, but I'm not, and I've lost count, but I think about 3 days have gone by for me in the past few hours. I am not at the top of my form.
You're right. You've been pushed pretty hard tonight.
Truth is, and I think you know this already, Jake, you've got a talent.
I'd like to think it's music.
Maybe it's the same thing. A Pied Piper gene. 'Cause people follow you, Jake. They follow your music even when you're not playing any. Why do you think I sent you to bring Piotr back?
Why would a time cop put a civilian in charge?
Why do you think I let you do all the work?
You're all lazy?
We're all smart. We've got the brains, you've got the charisma. Why do you think Robinson writes down everything you do? Doesn't write down my life. Mike, does he write down yours?
No.
Okay, all right. I'm going. And by God, I'll do everything that has to be done, even if this night has to take 10 years.
Yay! Sorry, I thought that I'd add some sound effects.
Here's to Harry Bailey, the richest man in town.
Hey, Captain.
Want to come on a little espionage mission with Joe and me?
You're a glutton, ain't you? Well, I'm staying here for the evening. I did my bit for mankind already tonight.
Yeah, but what have you done for dogkind?
Hey, if you two don't think you can handle it alone...
We can handle it. We can handle it. I just thought you might enjoy it, that's all.
Breaking into government bases isn't my idea of a good time. It's a good way to get yourself killed.
You got a better idea?
Yeah?
Any tips on covert operations?
Best advice anyone ever gave me. Make sure your gloves are a size too small. Throws off the prosecution every time.
Wow.
Hi there.
I know a guy who details shuttles. He could make your rig look 1,000 times better.
At some unspecified future date, I will show you my shuttle. At that time, you will be able to decide whether or not it requires detailing.
Right.
Does he do pinstriping?
Naturally.
No digestive waste product? Coitus A. Hi there.
Has your race found a way to travel through time yet?
We have been following the progress of a very unfortunate scientist of ours, leaping from life to life, striving to put right what once went wrong, and each time hoping that his next leap will be a leap home.
Are you sure you just haven't been receiving signals from Earth? We have a scientist like that on a TV show.
Sam?
That's the one.
They have been lying to us.
That's my favourite reference so far.
Hi there.
How would you like to? Never mind. That might just be compounding the problem.
What is it you asked about in a halfway manner?
Well, I'm supposed to go spring a pal from a big government place, and I was going to ask you if you'd like to come along. But I have a feeling you'd end up in Area 51 or something, and I wouldn't want to be responsible for leading you into something like that.
Ah, Area 51. Our people know of it. We do not approach it. Bad smell. Very bad smell coming from in there. Hi there.
Will you ever be able to go back to your own world now?
Why will I not be able to?
Oh, we didn't tell you.
Tell me what?
Well, we had a little run-in with your big old mothership when Noah and I, went out for some air.
Hey, don't you talk about my mothership like that. Are you sure it was my mothership? Cigar-shaped, long and slender, glowing red tip, band around middle, firm and fully packed?
No, this was one big bubble in front and 4 small bubbles around the back end.
That was not my mothership.
Oh, boy.
What's up?
How would you like to come with Joe and me? I just realized the truck's really only got room for 2. Never mind. See you soon. Both of you, I mean.
I believe that is the last person that we need to speak to. I don't think that this guy has any more dialogue for us at the moment. So let's head out. I think that we have enough time to do the first section of the new area. That distance seems like it's going to be more than a 2-hour drive. Oh, there looks like there's some very useful things in here.
What have you observed about this place? So there's a chance he's not even here anymore. If so, there's nothing to be done about it. Let's assume he's still in there. Now's a good time to pull out that big old plan you were working on for this. And then? Okay, how are you going to distract the guard? Did you forget something? This. What is this? Shouldn't you keep it?
Alright, let's have a look around. We have an electric fence, some bushes. Unfortunately, there is no spoken dialogue with the scenery in this area. Apart from this, I believe. No? Okay. Okay, maybe not. Ah, hold on a second.
Damn it, the public has a right to know.
Alright, let's go inside the guard tower. Extension 512. That may be important later. And it's also worth noting that the phone can't be used for outgoing calls.
Duh. Could I have said anything dumber?
The aim here is to rig this control panel just here to fool the guard. Now this took me several attempts and I was having a lot of trouble trying to wrap my head around this puzzle. But finally, after I forget how many attempts, I figured it out. So we need to unscrew these screws to start with, and then remove the panel. So we need to make the green lights red and the red lights green, so we need to switch these over. So we begin by rotating these switches, or these strips. So yes, we need to turn the switches upside down. That was one thing that I was missing when I first started to solve this puzzle. There we go. So I believe this is making down up and up down. The next stage is to, actually no, yes, we need to switch the green strip with the red strip. Now I'm sure this puzzle is going to be easy for some, but this is one that I was banging my head against the wall with. Right, so no, I think we need to keep that off. So let's replace the panel. Ah, there we go. That is a very good description of what I am attempting to do. And yeah, I missed the middle switch to begin with. And then I did not replace the way the switch is operated. So every time I press this switch, this light will turn on. And this one for this one, etc, etc. But yeah, it's less work than what I thought it was going to be. But this dialogue says this puzzle is complete. So all we need to do now is to replace these screws. Flip these switches. So this means we're turning everything off. But it looks like everything is on. Yeah, the first time I failed was I managed to switch these lights over, but the switches still went opposite directions. So you had to turn it down. Well, sorry, switch it down for the light to go green. But it's done. Let's get out of here. You don't need to hear me rambling on about how I failed this puzzle so many times. Hi, Joe. Welcome back. Now.
Excellent.
I've obviously been attending the Rocket Baby Dolls school of talking before you click, instead of waiting to... Anyway, let's just get on with it. Wire cutters meet the fence. Nope, wire cutters meet the fence.